I would like to call this village board meeting of Thursday, June 26, 2025 to order. Will the clerk please take the roll?
Trustee Schmidt?
Here.
Trustee Siddiqui?
Here.
Trustee Meritato?
Here.
Trustee Matrasco?
Here.
Trustee Viacon?
Here.
Trustee Light is not here.
I didn't say here. Do I
Oh.
have to? Here.
Madam President?
Here. Tonight, the Glendale Heights graduates will be leading us in the Pledge of Allegiance. I hope that you'll stand and join us. Graduates, if you'd like to please join us up in front.
Did you just get your MBA? Get out there. Get out there.
Yeah, Trustee.
Yes.
That's awesome. Yeah.
Amazing.
She just finished her, I'm gonna rephrase it. She just finished her second MBA.
Ready? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Graduates, if you can please stay up here. We'd like to recognize each of you, and I'd like to share a statement. I know I speak on behalf of the board when I say that public service is about serving the public good, and you are our public good. So we are so proud of you, we congratulate you, and we applaud you. So if you would, please tell us your name and where you graduated from.
Hello, my name is Giovanni Gianelli, and I just graduated with a Bachelor of Science and a Bachelor of Arts from the University of Illinois.
Hi, my name is Jimena Valenzuela, and I recently graduated from Elmhurst University with my bachelor's in music education.
My name is Isaiah Spurs, and I graduated from Marquardt Middle School. My name is Nick Benincourt, and I graduated from Marquardt Middle School.
My name is Liam Bauer, and I graduated from Winnebago Elementary. My name is Luis Alejandro. I get graduation from my grad school.
Yes.
Okay, Reagan.
She's not afraid.
Okay, they're both from kindergarten. They both graduated kindergarten from Blackhawk. But I actually just graduated with my MBA with a concentration in project management. So I'm standing up here to let everybody know. He did great.
Thank you very much, graduates, and thank you and congratulations to your families and your support teams, your teachers, your principals. And I want to recognize Dr. Amon, who is here on behalf of Marquardt District 15. Thank you for your service to our community and for supporting these children. We appreciate you. Thank you.
Very nice.
Bye. Thank you.
Might be bedtime.
Public hearing. I would like to call to order a public hearing for the purpose of receiving public comment on the approval of a pre-annexation agreement to allow an existing single-family dwelling at 2 North 463 Highland Avenue to make connection to the village's sanitary sewer system. Is there anyone in the public that would like to make comment regarding the pre-annexation agreement to allow an existing single-family dwelling at 2 North 463 Highland Avenue to make connection to the village's sanitary sewer system. If none, is there a motion to close the public hearing? Trustee Schmidt, thank you.
So moved.
Second.
Thank you, Trustee Matresco. Roll call vote?
Trustee Schmidt?
Yes.
Trustee Siddiqui?
Yes.
Trustee Meritato?
Yes.
Trustee Matrasco?
Yes.
Trustee Viacon?
Yes.
The public hearing is closed. We now move on to executive session. The appointment, employment, compensation, discipline, performance, or dismissal of specific employees, specific individuals who serve as independent contractors in a park, recreational, or educational setting, or specific volunteers of the public body or legal counsel for the public body, including hearing testimony on a complaint lodged against an employee, a specific individual who serves as an independent contractor in a park, recreational, or educational setting, or a volunteer of the public body or against legal counsel for the public body to determine its validity. However, a meeting to consider an increase in compensation to a specific employee of a public body that is subject to the Local Government Wage Increase Transparency Act may not be closed and shall be open to the public and posted and held in accordance with this act pursuant to Open Meetings Act 5 ILCS 120-2C1. At this time, we'll recess the village board meeting to go to executive session. Is there a motion to recess to executive session?
So moved. Second.
Thank you. Roll call vote?
Trustee Siddiqui?
Yes.
Trustee Meritato?
Yes.
Trustee Matrasco?
Yes.
Trustee Viacon?
Yes.
This meeting is recessed.
She called Bill.
Did you call Bill?
Did you call Bill?
Trustee Schmidt?
Yes.
I hope so.
Thank you. We'll be back.
Okay.
I would like to call this village board meeting back to order. Will the clerk please note who's present?
Noted.
We now move on to petitions and communications. Trustee Viacon.
Thank you, Mayor. So thank you all for being here tonight and for those watching at home. I wanted to start first off right after our last meeting, there was a grand opening for a business that I attend to. It was CD1, a really great business there on Army Trail and Bloomingdale. The next thing was the coffee with the mayor, which I attended. It was very interesting coffee with the mayor. And all that day, me and the mayor had a lot of things to do that day. I actually
Yes, we did.
had a good time with her to kind of go through a couple of things. One was the medical clinic. That was an amazing clinic to be at. If you've ever been there, it's excellent. The other one is the summer kickoff with the library. They had that as well that we ended up going to. And then the other one was for a retired officer who has
John
passed away.
Kedzies
Mhm.
Service Memorial, yes.
Yeah, the service memorial. I met a couple of people there as well. Great service for that retired officer. I did a couple of complaints for the time from the last meeting to now. I would say about 6 to 7 complaints. As far as that, the other thing that was interesting this time around is that I was invited to an organization in Washington. They are called Apex, and they gave me a lot of knowledge as far as my piece for them for Washington D.C. And then from there, I did a little bit of tour for the golf course right before a couple of days ago, and we did just speak to the mayor yesterday about just the appointments that we have to be making today. And that's about it for me.
Thank you. Trustee Matrasco.
Good evening, everyone. So, kind of the same thing. I did go to the CD1 Cleaners grand opening. If you have not been there, I definitely recommend. It's the first one we've had. I don't even know if there's any in the area. It's amazing the things they do. Between tailoring and being able to take your clothes, drop it off, and pick it up, they have it down. They really have a great job, great model over there. I did go to the coffee with the mayor. That was actually enlightening to hear what everyone had to say, and it was a great forum to be able to allow the residents to speak and be able to talk with them and have that one-on-one. I did do the summer kickoff library. For any of you out there, young, old, doesn't matter, go do it if you haven't. I even signed up. Read your books, go back, And after you read so many books, they give you a little coupon so that you can put in for a raffle. I don't know what the gift is, but just knowing that you can read and you can be part of it, I thought it was kind of neat that the adults could be part of it. Usually us adults don't get to do these kind of things. It's usually for the kids. Great group over there. Wonderful ladies that were all there willing to take care of you. If you still want to do it, I definitely highly recommend. Some other things that I did get the opportunity to do, and I was able to be with a couple of our newly elected officials, was we were able to go to what they call newly elected kickoff, so we could be with other towns and understand what they do, to be able to bring things and strengthen our skills and be able to have a nice little network. Great opportunity. There was a couple complaints in there, but I want to bring up one complaint, and I don't know if the individual could be on or not. I don't know if you're in the room, but Seams Park, we know that there was an issue, and I do have to give the village a lot, commend them. I mentioned what was going on. They got there, they cleaned it up, and we no longer have this mess that was out there, but I will say that they will keep an eye and monitor, so those around Seams Park, we will definitely make sure that that's taken care of. Two other things that I did do, one that's pretty impressive was District 16, talking with the superintendent. Mayor Gianelli and myself were able to talk with Dr. Williams and just hear some of the things they're doing. Very impressive. District 16 has really come a long way. Definitely commend them. And the last thing would be our interview with our candidate to come for ComDev. We have a lot of amazing things coming to our village, and we should be all very proud to see these things. This ComDev individual, I see going to be able to make us look proud and progressive. So,
Thank you, Trustee. Deputy Mayor?
Okay, I'm gonna make
it's
this.
you.
That's you.
It's you.
I'm gonna make this quick. I had 7 complaints, mostly on grass. We had 1 complaint where, George, thank you for taking care of that for me. And I got some other stuff, well, 3 meetings, but I have some other stuff I'll save for later. Thank you.
Thank you, Trustee. Clerk?
Thank you, Mayor. I as well attended the medical clinic. That was outstanding, actually. It was also on the same day as Coffee with the Mayor, which we did have a lot of residents. That was an excellent. I don't even know how to describe that. It showed the grit that we have and that we will live through, and that how change is going to happen in Glendale Heights, if you were at that meeting. I also went to Brianna's again with the seniors. And if you guys haven't been there, really, you need to just go there and try breakfast or lunch there. It's an excellent little place that we have in Glendale Heights. I went to the shredding event. That was on the same day as Coffee with the Mayor.
Yeah, that was
We
the
had
same
shredding, we had the medical, we even had the library that day. I think.
Yes.
They were all the
Yeah.
same day. I went to the shredding event. That was outstanding. I as well went to the class for the newly elected officials, and I met three new clerks that I'm the new clerk here, they're the new clerks there, so we've all come together, and we have this little club now. Excited about that. I also took, and I don't want to call them complaints, because they weren't, but people did call me. I've had some permitting issues, and we had a couple issues within our subdivision that has all been taken care of, and we're looking good now.
Thank you, ma'am.
You're welcome.
Thank you. Trustee Schmidt?
Thank you. I participated in the negotiation session with the ASME and the village, chaired Property Enhancement Committee, where Rachel Fabiani did an excellent job of instructing us on property issues such as inoperable vehicles, outdoor storage, property maintenance, that type of thing. So, short report. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Trustee Siddiqui?
Thank you, Madam President. I just want to report, I've been actively working on mental health and behavioral beside my job. That's the one area which I am focusing, and I really found some really disturbing facts on that, because any illness, just mental illness is there, and 1 out of 5 in our youth, it is present. And the earliest appointment which you can find from any psychiatrist is like 2 or 3 months away. And that's really not acceptable. And I found that if someone is going to, who is mentally ill and who is unstable, if he goes to the hospital, they just treat him with diazepam or some sleeping pill and think that this person calms down and okay, now you can go back home. And actually, this person really needs some help with the psychologist evaluation. I am really thrilled and I want to know more about the new opening which our DuPage County is establishing. I think it's in August, a new center where you can take and so I am
August
still-
13th.
August 13th is the date. Thank
Grand
you.
opening.
Yeah, and then I think in our next board meeting, we have an organization which is coming here telling us about the importance of the mental health because it is really, I find it really disturbing because of the news which you are seeing that a father can kill their daughter, 3 daughters, just like a month ago, I saw this in the news. That is like, who can do that? So all these factors put me more and more interested in the mental health. So I'm still actively working, and if in the village anyone is having any issues, please call me. I'm trying to help them and I'm trying to direct them what are the resources here because this is something which no one want to talk about, but it is there. So in the village, if someone is having any, they can call me at my phone number and I can see whatever I find out, I can help them with that. That's all, thank you.
Sorry, trustee, it's DuPage County Recovery Center open house starts Thursday, August 14th.
August 14th, okay, thank you. Yeah, and that would be a great facility because then you can go over there and I think they have psychologists and all the help which you needed.
Thank you. I also attended the ribbon cutting for CD1 prize cleaners, the summer reading kickoff at Glenside Public Library, where there is a standee cardboard cutout of Dolly Parton, which I think should be the prize for whoever reads the most books, gets to either have their picture taken or take her home. That would be the prize that I would pick. The Glendale Heights Mission Clinic, I can't say enough about that experience, being there. Thank you, Trustee Viacon, for touring that with me. I was so impressed with the work that Glen Oaks Hospital did to stand this up. And what I thought I was going to see when I walked through was, some people getting their blood pressure checked, maybe some people getting, assessed for vision screenings. And what I saw were people having lab work done, people being able to talk to a pharmacist, people being able to see an orthopedic, a podiatrist, physical therapy, behavioral health support, every element of whole health wellness. The Mission Clinic was there and doing it for free for our community. So again, I want to just thank them for partnering with us and providing that opportunity because we do have residents who are uninsured, underinsured, who don't have access to, Trustee Siddiqui's point, the ability to get a behavioral health appointment is sometimes months out. And we here in Glendale Heights don't have a doctor office in town. We don't have primary care. We have it right outside our town, right? We have buildings in Bloomingdale and Glen Ellen nearby, Carroll Stream, but here in town, we don't have a healthcare provider. So them bringing that to us was a tremendous benefit to our community. Also attended John Kedsey's memorial service, coffee with the board, Greenbrier Park party, so fun. That was a really great experience. Thank you, Trustee Siddiqui, for partnering with me at that because I thought that was a really great event. Lots of meetings with residents, with businesses, developers, concert in the park, great event that I attended. Interviews for the community development director, met with our deputy mayor and all of the trustees. I attended a Juneteenth informational webinar, actually with Chief Pappas, that was really impressive, and I learned a lot just about the history of Juneteenth, but also just what the challenges facing our communities today are through that lens of the past. Met with Superintendent Dr. Joe Williams at District 16, attended a pre-construction meeting with the state of Illinois regarding upcoming construction on North Avenue, which I know, Chief, you were on that call. That was interesting. Being on a call, it was my first call with the state of Illinois, folks. So I was learning how they conduct business, and I made it through the meeting. I attended the DuPage Mayors and Managers workshop that my colleagues attended, had breakfast at Brianna's, outstanding, try the tuna melt. That's everything. Okay, community announcements. Village Administrator Flint, do you want to kick us off?
Thank you. Coffee and chat with the next coffee and chat with the village president and board will be Saturday, August 2nd at the Lyndon Jackson Center for Senior Citizens from 10 a.m. to noon. Please note there is no coffee and chat in the month of July. If you're unable to attend and have any comments, suggestions, or questions for the village president or village board, please call the village president's office anytime, 630-909-5302, or contact your district trustee. The Village of Glendale Heights is looking for qualified individuals to get involved by applying for village committees or commissions. Current openings include the Property Enhancement Committee, Ordinance Committee, Emergency Management Coordinator for Emergency Service and Disaster Agency, Planning and Zoning Commission, and the Police Pension Board. These vital positions will help shape the future of the village. To submit an interest form, applications are available with me here. Village President Gianelli has some as well. I put some, and David put some under the agendas, so there's applications over there under the agendas on the wall, and you can download them from the village website at www.glendaleheights.org.
Thank you, sir. Deputy Director, where is he?
Yeah, right here.
Okay, there you go.
With the summer season upon us, the Village of Glendale Heights would like to remind residents that many projects in and around the house may require a permit. Common projects needing a permit include working on decks, sheds, patios, re-siding of your house, and re-roofing. For a complete list of projects requiring a permit, please visit www.glendaleheights.org, ComDev Building Permits. We would also like to remind you to not pay for your contractor until they contact community development to ensure all work is up to code. If you are not sure if your project requires a permit or if you need to apply for one, please contact community development at 630-260-6030. The Village of Glendale Heights has many years of history dating back to our founding date of July 13th, 1959. The village invites everyone to attend our open house at the Glendale Heights Historic House this Saturday, June 28th, from 10 a.m. to noon to learn about all the rich history in our community. The Historic House is located at 311 Windy Point Drive at Heritage Park. We will be partnering with the Lyndon Jackson Center for Senior Citizens to showcase family recipes along with tours, crafts, and more. For more information, please contact Trustee Michael Light at 630-909-5308 or Jessica at 630-260-6060.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Mayor.
Chief Pappas?
Thank you. Join Glendale Heights Police Department for a movie with the cop held at Safety Town. On Friday, July 18th, starting at dusk, we will be showing a Minecraft movie, along with fun interactions with the Glendale Heights finest. Movie with the Cop is sponsored by the Glenside Public Library and Kiwanis Club of Glendale Heights. For more information, please contact Tanya Macko at 630-909-5459. And next, we have National Night Out. National Night Out Against Crime is celebrated annually on the first Tuesday in August by law enforcement agencies across the United States. The Glendale Heights Police Department invites you and your family to join us on Tuesday, August 5th, from 6 to 8 p.m. at the Village Campus, and show your support for crime and drug prevention in Glendale Heights. The Glendale Heights Police Department has prepared an evening of fun featuring police dunk tanks, games, face painting, a visit from McGruff, the crime-fighting mascot, demonstrations, free hot dogs and hamburgers, and much more. The Glen Heights Police Department will also be hosting a blood drive on that day, Tuesday, August 5th, from 2 to 7 p.m. For more information, contact Tanya Macko at 630-909-5459.
Thank you, Chief. Director Knauts?
Thank you, Mayor. Glendale Heights Fest. Take your summer fun to the next level by attending Glendale Heights Fest. Glendale Heights Fest is Thursday, July 10th through Sunday, July 13th at Camera Park. Enjoy thrilling carnival rides, exciting entertainment, and a wide variety of food. Be sure to come out on Sunday, July 13th for one of the best fireworks shows around. Like our Facebook page to stay up to date with important information about this year's Glendale Heights Fest, or visit www.glendaleheightsfest.com for more information. And Aquatic Center. Summer is here and the GH2O Aquatic Center is now open for the season. Stop by and learn about swim lessons, private pool rentals, memberships, and more. Come relax in the pool, dive in the deep well, or hang 10 on the flow rider. Regular season hours are Monday through Friday from noon to 7, and Saturdays, Sundays, and holidays from noon to 5. For more information, contact the Sports Hub at 630-260-6060.
Thank you, sir. Deputy Director McCumber?
Thank you. Did you know Republic Services offers free electronic recycling available for all Glendale Heights residents? On the second regularly scheduled collection day of each month, Republic Services will collect electronic recyclables with your regular garbage and recycling collection. In order to have an item collected, you will need to contact Republic Services at least 24 hours in advance. Your electronic item should be kept separate from other waste for curbside pickup. For a complete list of acceptable items, please contact Republic Services at 847-981-0091. Join us for our next concert in the park on Wednesday, July 16th from 6:30 p.m. to 8:30 p.m. at Camera Park. Voyage will be performing all of your classic rock favorites. This concert is sponsored by the Sports Hub and will feature Norma's Tacos and Catering as the food vendor. For more information, please contact Jessica at 630-909-5123.
Thank you. Human Resources Manager Cahill?
The Village of Glendale Heights is now hiring crossing guards for the 2025-2026 school year. Apply today to make a difference in our community. Help ensure the safety of our school children in the morning and afternoon as they go to and from school. The pay rate starts at $17 per hour. For more information, please visit www.glendaleHeights.org/HR or contact Human Resources at 630-909-5357. Also, we have the Deputy Director of Finance. We are also hiring for the new Deputy Director of Finance. Responsibilities include audit oversight, budget preparation, operations supervision, financial systems management, and project analysis. For more information about this position or to apply to join the Finance Department of the Village of Glendale Heights, again, you can visit www.glendaleHeights.org/HR or call us at 630-909-5357.
Thank you, sir. Purchasing Agent Garza?
Register today for the Village's e-newsletter. On the first Monday of each month, we will email you information regarding the month ahead with news from the Village of Glendale Heights, various programs, events, and other important information. To register, please visit the Village website at www.glendaleheights.org. If you have any questions, please contact the Village's Public Relations Division at 630-909-5350. Seasonal Market. Shop by Veterans Memorial Park every Thursday for this summer for the Glendale Heights Market. The market is open weekly from 2 p.m. to 7 p.m. Shop for food, produce, crafts, and more from locally sourced vendors. If you would like to be a vendor or for more information, please contact Tanya Macko at 630-909-5459.
Thank you. Director Cravens?
Thank you, Mayor. New Village vehicle stickers are now available to purchase. The new vehicle sticker must be displayed by 12 a.m. July 1st, 2025 on the lower right-hand corner of the windshield. Passenger vehicle stickers are $15, motorcycle tags are $12, recreational vehicle stickers are $18, and trucks with B plates are $25. There is an additional price schedule for trucks based on their individual weights. The village is also offering a Forever Vehicle sticker for senior citizens aged 62 or better. One free Forever Vehicle sticker is issued per qualifying household and does not require annual renewal. For more information regarding village vehicle stickers, call 630-260-6000. Thank you.
Thank you. Moving on to proclamations board, a proclamation to proclaim the month of July as Park and Recreation Month. If there are no objections, I will sign this proclamation. Moving on to our presentation of the GIS overview and capital improvement projects interactive map. Deputy Director McCumber.
Yes, Mayor and Board, I wanted to thank you for giving us time for this presentation. Robert Davis is with MGP Group, and they partner as it's part of the consortium, which the village is part of. And he's gonna provide, since there's some new board members and probably not very familiar with GIS, we're gonna do a brief overview tonight and recap some of the projects we have undertaken. And there's one project in particular that's new. It is currently posted on the village's main webpage. It's a capital improvements project interactive map. It's to provide some transparency for residents and give them updates on capital improvement projects that are either upcoming or currently under construction. And we try and provide real life updates like bi-weekly for them. So Robert will go through that for you, and if you have any questions at the end of the presentation, feel free to ask Robert.
All right, thank you so much, really appreciate it. Again, my name is Robert Davis. I'm the GIS Services Director with MGP, your GIS service provider. Thank you again this evening for the opportunity to give an overview of your GIS program, the services that we provide, your membership with the GIS Consortium, and then again with some of the project highlights that I wanted to go over with you. In 2022, Village of Glendale Heights joined the GIS Consortium. The GIS Consortium is a public entity founded in 1999 of about nearly 50 communities in the Chicagoland area that serves small to medium-sized communities. The mission of the GIS Consortium is to reduce the risk and costs of GIS programs for small and medium-sized communities by sharing and collaboration. And that means the sharing of technology, the sharing of solutions, the sharing of ideas, and of staffing. So MGP, that's where we come in. We provide the staffing of the GIS program, and that includes a GIS analyst. The GIS analyst is responsible for building and maintaining all of the GIS data for the community. They're also responsible for working with your staff and understanding where GIS can fit in and support all of the work and the projects that you're doing to execute on those projects and deliver them. And then finally, to be able to train all of your staff on the different solutions that come with the GIS Consortium membership. But we don't provide just an analyst, we have a team as well, so every community is assigned an account manager whose responsibility is to partner with the community to lead that GIS program, make sure that we're working on what's most important and prioritizing what's most important for your community and the overall success of that GIS program. And then finally, a group of GIS administrators in our Des Plaines office, and they're responsible for making sure and deploying all of the shared solutions to GIS Consortium members. So a quick overview of just a couple of the shared solutions that are offered through your GIS Consortium membership. First is Community Map Viewer. This is a public-facing mapping application that gives access to residents and businesses the ability to view GIS data through a web browser, and that includes address information, zoning information, and other GIS layers that would be publicly available. Community Portal is a solution that actually doesn't have a map, but actually relies on the GIS data. This is also a publicly facing solution where users can enter their address and return information about their specific property. So who their elected officials are, when their zoning, what their zoning is, when their garbage recycling collection days are. So really the information about that specific property. MyGIS, I'll touch on in just a moment here, and then the last one is asset management. So this is a solution that really is geared towards supporting workflows for public works, It's a suite of applications that support things like hydrant flushing, valve turning, catch basin cleaning, and tree maintenance, as just to name a few. It allows users to go out in the field to be able to edit and maintain the GIS data while they're out in the field, maintain those workflows such as inspections and maintenance records on those, as well as bring all that data back into the office through a dashboard that allows supervisors to understand what work is going out in the field, how they can best plan and utilize those resources and make better decisions. So all of these solutions are really relied on the local government data model. This is the database that has been built over the lifetime of the consortium from contributing members to build out the data that really impacts and supports the business processes and workflows of local government. So just to highlight a few things here, we've built out a complete address model for the community utilities. That includes the underground utilities, water, sewer, and storm, corporate limit, zoning, and then public safety, police, and fire district boundaries, just to name a few. At this point in time, we have about 95 different layers that we've built out in support of the community since your onboarding. And I know that currently working on creating a signed inventory, sidewalk ADA compliance, as well as bringing in water main break historical information as well. So MyGIS, this is the flagship solution for the GIS consortium and the membership. This is a web mapping application that is available to anyone within the village that has a username and password. So the access to the GIS data through MyGIS is available to anyone within the village employees. Employees have the ability to search for address and understand property information, including ownership information, assessed value, zoning information, be able to turn on different layers like zoning to turn on the utility information, tree information and sidewalks, as I said, but also to be able to do more things than just view the information. It allows staff to be able to create their own mapping exhibits, to be able to mark up the map and save those and share amongst their colleagues, and do some analysis like querying and filtering. So as I said, the analyst's job is to help train on these solutions for your staff, and this is one of the main ones here. Currently, the Village of Glendale Heights has about 30 staff users per month that utilize this solution. So some of the projects that I wanted to highlight here this evening really focus on the public engagement. That's been a big priority for the village here, and I wanted to highlight a couple of these types of solutions that we've supported and built and helped to deploy with great success. So the first one here is the Hug a Tree solution. As you can see here on the map, we've worked with staff members to identify trees that encourages the community to go out, explore the community, visit their green spaces, and gives them really the opportunity then to click on that tree and really get some information about it. You know, what is that species? What's some interesting facts about that species, and even some of the names that the staff had given these trees. And then we've also supported then through a GIS solution called Survey 123 that allows residents then, after they've gone through and visited all of the trees that are available in the community, to fill out a form and submit to win a prize that they've gone out and visited all of the Hug a Trees available. Next up, we have the Halloween in a Heights. This is a map here on the left. This is a story map, again, publicly available, and really three components to this type of solution. One is that Survey 123, again, that is a form that allows residents to submit their home and submit a picture alongside that to be considered for the decorating contest. Then a map here that allows you to see the picture, the address, and the name of that house, and to be able to go and visit, and again, continue to explore and engage with your community. And then finally, the ability to vote on what the community's favorite Halloween decorations were throughout the community. On a very similar vein, we have the Holiday in the Heights as well, so the ability for residents to submit their home and their decorations and display that on the map, again, encouraging residents to get out into the community and visit their neighbors, and again, be able to submit their vote on their favorite residents. And then finally, we have the capital improvements project. So this is a solution. First off, that I wanted to highlight, this originally came from Arlington Heights, another consortium community, and this is really where that sharing and collaboration comes from. This is a template that they had built, and we brought that to Glendale Heights, and they really thought this is the right fit for them. So that sharing and collaboration really helped to expedite and speed up the development of this project. So we had that template, that framework to work with, and then really was working with your staff on building out the data and the information as opposed to the design of the application here. So what you see here, that's available to residents again through the website. I know this has been published out through social media and the newsletter as well. But the ability to see throughout the community, where those construction projects are happening, whether that's roadways, sidewalks, water, wastewater, storm, forestry, as well as some of the other projects that are happening county or statewide, and bringing that information as well. So residents have access to see what construction projects are going on in their town. Further, they have the ability then to click on a specific project and get information about the latest updates on that project, a description of what is happening in that area, as well as contact information if they have further questions. And as Jeff said, continually update these as these construction projects go, so that residents have the most up-to-date information. So thank you again for your time this evening. I'd be happy to address any questions if I can.
That's live now, right? The GIS, the mapping story mapping? It's live
yes.
today now on the website.
Yep.
Yeah, and I encourage everyone, if you haven't had a chance to take a look at it, I saw kind of an early example of it, and I was really impressed with particularly that last one where residents can see what is happening in their neighborhood. If there is something happening road work related or infrastructure, it gives you information of who you can follow up with if you have questions. If there's concerns about parking, there's concerns about the project timeline, it's all laid out for you. So please, I encourage everyone to go out to our website, take a look at that. It's pretty cool. Board, any questions? Trustee Schmidt?
Yes, we just received some information about Commonwealth Edison tree trimming that's going to be taking place here. Does that appear on the GIS information?
I'm just gonna say no, because we don't know, we know the areas yet, we don't know when it's gonna start. So if ComEd tells us, then we'll add it on there, when they're gonna start and when they're gonna do it. We're rolling this out, it's rolled out just a little while ago, and primarily, once our road program starts, probably in the next several weeks.
Yep.
Right? The road program is gonna be the primary thing that's gonna be up here on the timeline of when streets are gonna be done for the road program. So people really should go to the website and follow the road program, because they'll get updates on the status of the roads as they get re-improved, right? We have one more water main project that's gonna be happening, and that'll be, I don't know when that's gonna start, Jeff, but that'll also be part of this timeline.
And we're also working with county and state, and anytime we get notice of a project, there's a tab up there on that slide you saw. We work with their resident engineers, and we're gonna try and get updates. We're gonna try and put larger projects like that Smart Corridor project that you attended the pre-construction meeting on. We're gonna try and get updates on that. There was another project we got prompted on North Avenue about gas main, transmission main going in. We're working with the resident engineers from county, state to try and get updates, hopefully bi-weekly, we'll see. And we'll try and update that as much as possible.
The one DuPage County project that will affect everybody is resurfacing Glen Ellen Road from North Avenue to about Fullerton. That starts sometime over the summer. But that'll be a project that'll be updated on here as well, as much as DuPage County gives us information. But if we know the information from ComEd and they tell us when they're gonna be out, then we'll put that on there.
Okay, good.
So, quick question, this is currently available, that we can go out to see this now, or this
Yeah.
is coming?
It's on the main webpage.
Where?
It's under the main webpage. And it's under the main, it's under. Was that it there?
I think so. Neighborhood Navigator?
No.
No?
If it's under Public Works under 2 spots. Go back.
Is it under
back.
government?
Go back to.
Government, Public Works, Interactive Project Maps?
Yes.
Jeff David's got it up
Yeah.
on the screen.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Only saying because if any of the residents are listening as well, and those that are in the room, if you wanna go back to find it, you can. I was clicking, trying to find it here too, to make sure it's buried in there, not intentional. It's in a good spot, but just so you know where you're looking.
So we
Thank
tried to get in a different spot and I guess it can't be. We tried to get like a hot button or something for it, but I think the website's gonna be getting updated.
Yeah, that's in the
soon, so
process.
it's
That's
gonna
why, at least for now,
Yeah.
everyone knows where to go.
Thank you, Chelsea. Board, any other questions? Okay, thank you so much for coming out.
Yeah, thank you, appreciate it.
Public discussion of agenda items. Is there anyone in the public who would like to address this board on an agenda item only? Mr. Pope?
Like one of these?
Hi, Board. Ed Pope, Wayne Avenue. I have a question about consent agenda item number 13. In 2022, Kim and I went to the strategic planning meeting. We went to one or two of them, I think, Kim, right?
Yeah.
And at the time, they told us that was a 5 to 10 year plan that was what that was for. And now you have it back on as an agenda item 3 years later for another additional almost $40,000. What happened to, why so soon?
So I can speak to what I understand, and then Doug, I'll ask you to fill in the blanks. Thank you for asking this question, Mr. Pope.
You're welcome.
We have 3 new board members who weren't a part of the original strategic plan. I'm also understanding that the legacy board members all were able to participate in various ways, but together as a board, we have not been able to come together around the strategic plan. My experience with the strategic plan comes from my background in the Board of Education, and without the strategic plan, it's like driving without a steering wheel, without GPS. And so for me, it was important to make sure that the new board members had a chance to understand the strategic plan, because we went to the length to reach out to the residents and to survey and ask them what was important. To have board members that weren't aware of those outcomes, not aware of how the strategic plan ties to our budget, to me was a disservice to our community. So it's really gonna give us a chance as a board to come back together, to take a look at the strategic plan and make sure that all board members understand the importance of this and how we need to use it as a roadmap to the future. So I'll pause then. That cost that you quoted was not the cost I believe that we have. Village
It's
Administrator?
22.
Well, it says right in your paperwork, 22 plus up to an additional 13.5.
But we're not doing the additions.
Well, I'm just saying it's what it says on the paperwork, but Mayor, as you said, the roadmap is already laid out. Why would we spend an additional over $20,000 for 3 people that could easily, Doug in particular, could sit down with all you guys and show you the plan that's already been laid out that is supposed to be a 10-year plan at 0 cost?
Yeah. Well, the truth is that reading through something doesn't mean that you're able to give your input. So each of the new board members has the ability to then give input about what that strategic plan is and share their own vision and where we'd like to go together as a board, collaboratively. That is not maybe where this was from 3 years ago,
Mhm.
right?
Yeah.
3 years ago, I would not necessarily say we were in a cohesive chaos and dysfunction-free state.
That's true.
So I think we deserve, as a board and as a community, to come back together with a clear lens and approach this. To not do this would again be a complete disservice, because without a strategic plan that we all agree on and are moving forward with, it's like driving blind. There should be nothing in our budget that isn't tied to the strategic plan. There should be nothing in our strategic plan that isn't tied to a budget item. So without all of us being in agreement on what those things are, knowing that 3 years ago, this may not have been executed exactly as the 7 of us would do it today, it deserves, the community deserves us to do our due diligence and look at that.
Will that though also include then the input that was given at the multiple meetings with the residents that laid out the vision for that 5 to 10 year plan? It's not just being scrapped then, I mean.
No, this is to enhance that.
Yeah.
This is to take the plan that's in place, take the vision and the knowledge of what the 4 new board members bring, and enhance the strategic plan that we have today with the vision and what the new board members want to add to the plan that we already have in place.
Right, but not at the disservice of the residents, not unlike myself and Kim, it wasn't just that we were just residents at the
No,
time.
it's enhancing it.
We put a lot of our personal time and energy into
Those
that.
won't be, and I know we're over on time, Mr. Pope, but I do want to thank you for bringing it up. But ultimately, it's not to discard that information, but to acknowledge it, learn from it, and then move forward with what the additional needs of the community are and the voices that we're hearing.
No, those are great answers, thank you.
Thank you. Yes, ma'am.
Marietta Britt, I just have a real quick question, Trustee Siddiqui. You talked about the mental health initiatives that are being done by DuPage County. How does that loop into what is being done at the Bloomingdale Township initiative? Glendale Heights pays a lot of money into the township, and I was just wondering, I know there's a lot of support through the police, but how does that work hand in hand with that initiative?
I'm not sure because I still have to look into that, so thank you for bringing this up. So, do you know perhaps what is?
Want me to answer that?
Yeah, go ahead.
So the Township 708 Board is completely separate from DuPage County Mental Health. So the taxpayers' money that goes into the 708 Board through Bloomingdale Township is on a grant, what's it now, George, 150, 120? So that money comes directly back in the form of social workers to the village of Glendale Heights. It's the best use of taxpayer money from a 708 board that you could have, because that money directly impacts every resident that uses our services in the police department. The DuPage County Mental Health, what they're building out there is separate from this. What that building is gonna allow us to do eventually is if we have a patient at a residence who might have to go to Glen Oaks Hospital for a mental health issue, the police department can now directly transport them to DuPage County Mental Health instead of going to the hospital, right? Residents of DuPage County will have access to inpatient and outpatient services at the new mental health facility. But it's completely separate from, but the primary goal of it is to get the stigma of going to the emergency room out and the cost of that, and free up the emergency rooms for people that need to be in the emergency room, not for mental health, but for medical, right? That's the goal of it. We'll see if that pans out or not. But separate from, it won't take anything away from the residents of Glendale Heights on the services we get from the police department.
And that wasn't my concern, I just wondered how they tied in together.
They don't.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Would anyone else like to address the board? Yes, sir.
Can I come?
Yeah, please.
Hello, my name is Azim. I live in Greenbrier subdivision in Glendale Heights. I have a concern about the water issue that is coming out from my neighbor's sump pump.
Right now, we're talking about agenda items.
Oh, I see.
Sir, so Tommy, Mr. Bialis,
Okay.
he'll come talk to you after the meeting.
Okay.
You wanna stick around?
Sure.
Or he can talk to you now if you want.
I'm kind of hungry.
Smart man.
Honesty goes a long
Tommy will walk
I
out all the way with
appreciate
you.
if you can talk.
Yeah. Perfect answer. Thank you, sir.
Yeah,
Thank
we
you,
have a long
Tom.
meeting, so that's,
Would anyone else like to address the board on an agenda item only? Thank you. You have the consent agenda before you. Would Village Administrator Doug Flint please read the consent agenda?
Thank you, Mayor. 1, approval of the regular board meeting minutes of June 5th, 2025. 2, approval of the committee whole meeting minutes of June 5th, 2025. 3, approval of the June 6th and June 20th, 2025 payrolls and June 26th, 2025 accounts payable. Total amount $4,124,577.62. 4, resolution approving and authorizing execution of amendment to the water tank maintenance contract between Utility Services Company and the Village of Glendale Heights. 5, a resolution to approve and authorize the execution of an agreement between the Village of Glendale Heights, Illinois and Christopher B. Burke Engineering for professional construction engineering services for the 2025 MFT street program. 6, a resolution authorizing the issuance of a notice of award and authorizing the execution of a contract for the 2025 sidewalk removal and replacement program for the Village of Glendale Heights, Illinois. 7, a resolution approving and authorizing the execution of the Second Amendment to the contract between Microsystems, Inc. and the Village of Glendale Heights, Illinois, Village of Glendale Heights for document imaging services. 8, a resolution to approve and authorize the execution of a temporary construction easement agreement by and between Belmont Fuels LLC and the Village of Glendale Heights in connection with the Armitage Creek Reaches 13 and 14 Stream Bank Stabilization Project. 9, a resolution to approve and authorize the execution of a permanent public easement grant by and between Spraying Systems Company and the Village of Glendale Heights. 10, a resolution authorizing the issuance of a notice of award and authorizing the execution of a contract for the painting of Public Works Building project. 11, a resolution authorizing the execution of a change order number 4, final for the 2024 MFTA street program in the Village of Glendale Heights, Illinois. 12, a resolution to approve and authorize the execution of a change order number 1 to the agreement between the Village of Glendale Heights, Illinois and Christopher B. Burke Engineering for the furnishing of professional construction observation engineering services for the West Fullerton Avenue Surface Transportation Program. 13, a resolution to approve and authorize the execution of an intergovernmental agreement by and between Northern Illinois University Center for Government Studies and the Village of Glendale Heights for strategic plan update services. 14, a resolution to approve an application for an outdoor pyrotechnic display permit for 2025 Glendale Heights Fest. 15, a resolution to approve and authorize the execution of a non-exclusive license agreement between Flowers Group LLC and the Village of Glendale Heights, Illinois for the installation and maintenance of vending machines at Camera Park. 16, approval of pay request number 4, final to J.A. Johnson Paving for the 2024 MFT road program. Total amount not to exceed $263,515.84. 17, approval of pay request number 1 to C. Zabel Contracting for the CDBG Cambridge Lane and Westchester Drive Water Main Replacement Project. Total amount not to exceed $631,463.13. 18, approval of pay request number 2 to C. Zabel Contracting, Inc. for the CDBG Cambridge Lane and Westchester Drive Water Main Replacement Project. Total amount not to exceed $200,009.25. 19, approval of pay request number 17 to Butler Construction for the Water Supply Facilities Rehabilitation Project. Total amount not to exceed $268,872.98. 20 is approval of consent.
Thank you. Is there a motion to approve the consent agenda? Thank you, Trustee Schmidt.
I move that the board approve the consent agenda as presented.
Thank you, sir.
A second.
Thank you, Trustee Matresco. Roll call vote, please.
Trustee Schmidt?
Yes.
Trustee Siddiqui?
yes.
Trustee Meritato?
Yes.
Trustee Matrasco?
Yes.
Trustee Viacon?
Yes.
Old business. There is none. New business. A motion to waive first reading on new business items 2 through 6. Is there a motion to waive first reading on new business items 2 through 6?
Trustee Siddiqui?
Yeah, I would like to table number 5 for the next board meeting. Item number 5. I didn't get a chance to read all this, so can we move it to the next board meeting?
So we're
So,
the vocal.
yeah, Doug, are we just removing that from the request to waive first reading? So it'll stay
No,
on and for second reading?
no, we're removing it to the next board meeting.
So you're taking it off the agenda?
Yes.
Yes.
Why don't we do a motion to remove it from
Right.
the agenda?
We'll bring it back in August.
So we're voting.
We would-
Sorry, I'm new.
Why can't we just
somebody
table
needs to
it?
make a motion
Why can't we table it?
Oh, you can table
Yeah,
it. Is that
table.
what you want to do?
Yes, table.
Okay.
So we can table it till the next August meeting, since we don't have a meeting in July anyway, I guess.
Yeah.
Right, so we can table it to August.
And then we're gonna vote either yes, we want to table it, or no, we don't want to table it, correct?
Correct.
That's what we're doing
That is correct.
procedurally.
Yes.
So when we call the roll, it's yay or nay to
For the table.
to
There's,
table.
yeah, there's a motion to table new business item 5 to the next August.
Got it, okay.
And I will second that motion.
So he second, I bring the motion, he
Got it.
second it, now roll
So
call.
now we're gonna do discussion on tabling,
Correct.
right?
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah.
Board, the requested table is asking for additional review of this item. I did read through the item, the details, the research. Since we have the chance to discuss, I do wanna just, make a statement. This was a task that was, as I understand, tasked to Human Resources Manager Cahill last year, I wanna say. This was
Yes.
from before,
The
like,
whole
this
personnel
board.
manual, not just this aspect of it, but. the whole
Right,
aspect.
and it was based on the nature of the content of that policy being archaic and having old language. So this did go through the rigor of the review with our administrative team, as well as passing through the lens of our legal counsel, true story.
Yes.
Right, so this has already been kind of managed through the appropriate channels. So I just wanna make sure that we're clear, this is not just something that was, a new memo. This was a robust and rigorous review of employment, kind of human resources related policies. So the vote here now is whether or not we feel like the board wants to table this or keep it in the consent agenda. Do I have that right?
Correct.
Okay. Any other discussion?
If I could, Doug, what's the August meeting date? Which one are you using?
Oh, I thought it was like the seventh.
Because I know it was the table to August, but I just want to clarify this particular date.
It would be the seventh is the next one.
Yeah, so I would table it to August 7th,
August
which
7th.
gives
Thank you.
over 30 days for review.
Yes.
We need that 30 days? It has to be 30 days?
No, that
No.
would be the motion. We
Oh,
need
got
a
it.
date specific.
Oh, perfect, okay, got it. Any other discussion or questions, board? Okay, so we're gonna call the roll then on whether or not we're tabling.
Correct.
Got it, call the roll, please.
Trustee Schmidt?
Yes.
Trustee Siddiqui?
Yes.
Trustee Meritato?
Yes.
Trustee Matrasco?
Yes.
Trustee Viacon?
Yes.
It's table.
To August 7th.
Right. And then if we could just, we're gonna have to make an amendment to the motion to waive the first reading. It would be 2, 3, 4, and 6, because we're, 5 is no longer.
Got it.
Okay, but there was never a motion made.
I know, but I'm saying if somebody makes that motion,
Right.
it'd be
Okay.
2, 3, 4, and 6.
Okay, so now I just start back here.
Correct.
Right, okay, thank you. Thanks, everyone. New business. A motion to waive first reading on new business items 2, 3, 4, and 6. Is there a motion to waive first reading on new business items 2, 3, 4, and 6?
Motion.
Thank you, trustee Viacon.
Second.
Thank you, trustee Matrasco. Discussion? Call the roll, please.
Trustee Viacon?
Yes.
Trustee Matrasco?
Yes.
Trustee Meritato?
Yes.
Trustee Siddiqui?
Yes.
Trustee Schmidt?
Yes.
The motion to waive first reading on new business items 2, 3, 4, and 6 is approved. An ordinance authorizing the execution of a pre-annexation agreement for the property located at 2 North 463 Highland Avenue, Glen Ellen, Illinois, from the May 15, 2025 Committee of the Whole meeting. First reading is waived. This is ordinance 2025-26. Is there a motion to adopt ordinance 2025-26?
So moved.
Second.
Thank you, trustee Siddiqui and trustee Meritato. Any discussion, board? Call the roll, please.
Trustee Viacon?
Yes.
Trustee Matrasco?
Yes.
Trustee Meritato?
Yes.
Trustee Siddiqui?
Yes.
Trustee Schmidt?
Yes.
The motion,
We would call the mayor as well. This is approval of the corporate authority.
And Madam Mayor?
yes.
Yes.
Next. You're getting there, Tika.
The motion to adopt ordinance 2025-26 is approved. An ordinance authorizing the sale of surplus personal property owned by the Village of Glendale Heights, Illinois, one 2010 Ford F-150 XL and one 2012 Ford F-250 pickup. First reading is waived. First reading is waived. This is ordinance 2025-27. Is there a motion to adopt ordinance 2025-27? Motion. Thank you. Thank you, trustee Matrasco and trustee Viacon. Board, any discussion? Call the roll, please.
Trustee Schmidt?
Yes.
Trustee Siddiqui?
Yes.
Trustee Meritato?
Yes.
Trustee Matrasco?
Yes.
Trustee Viacon?
Yes.
The motion to adopt ordinance 2025-27 is approved. An ordinance to waive bid, accept the proposal of Kai's Restaurant, Inc., and authorize the execution of an agreement between Kai's Restaurant, Inc. and the Village of Glendale Heights for the sale of alcoholic beverages at the 2025 Glendale Heights Fest. First reading is waived. This is ordinance 2025-28. Is there a motion to adopt ordinance 2025-28?
So moved.
Thank you,
Second.
trustee Schmidt. Thank you, trustee Viacon. Any discussion, board? Call the roll, please.
Trustee Schmidt?
Yes.
Trustee Siddiqui?
Yes.
Trustee Meritato?
Yes.
Trustee Matrasco?
Yes.
Trustee Viacon?
Yes.
The motion to adopt ordinance 2025-28 is approved. An ordinance approving the workplace conduct policy of the Village of Glendale Heights.
That was tabled.
Oh, I am so sorry. An ordinance authorizing the execution of an agreement with Trotter and Associates for the wastewater treatment plant electrical service relocation project for the Village of Glendale Heights, Illinois. First reading is waived. This is ordinance 2025-30. Is there a motion to adopt ordinance 2025-30? Thank you, trustee Meritato.
So moved.
Second.
Thank you, trustee Matrasco. Any discussion, board? Call the roll, please.
Trustee Viacon?
Yes.
Trustee Matrasco?
Yes.
Trustee Meritato?
Yes.
Trustee Siddiqui?
Yes.
And trustee Schmidt?
Yes.
The motion to adopt ordinance 2025-30 is approved. A resolution to authorize the execution of the customer work agreement with Commonwealth Edison for the wastewater treatment plant electrical service relocation project. This is resolution 2025-R-73. Is there a motion to adopt resolution 2025-R-73?
Still move.
Thank you, trustee Viacon.
Second.
Thank you, trustee Siddiqui. Any discussion, board? Call the roll, please.
Trustee Schmidt?
Yes.
Trustee Siddiqui?
Yes.
Trustee Meritato?
Yes.
Trustee Matrasco?
Yes.
Trustee Viacon?
Yes.
The motion to adopt resolution 2025-R-73 is approved. Before we move on to the next resolution, board, with the consent and consideration of the Glendale Heights Village Board, I am honored to bring to you the following appointment. Jeff McCumber, Public Works Director. Jeff has dedicated his entire 33-plus year career to the Public Works Department, holding a variety of roles through his time at the village. He began his journey with the village on April 15, 1992 as a seasonal laborer and steadily advanced through positions including water and sewer lead foreman, division manager of the Utilities Division, wastewater treatment plant division manager, and most recently, deputy director of Public Works. Jeff brings a wealth of experience and institutional knowledge to the department and the village. I am confident he will continue to provide strong leadership and vision as he takes on his new role of Director of Public Works. A resolution appointing additional executive staff for the Village of Glendale Heights, Illinois. This is resolution 2025-R-74. Jeff McCumber to Director of Public Works. Is there a motion to adopt resolution 2025-R-74? Thank you, trustee Meritato.
So moved.
Thank you, trustee Matrasco. Any discussion, board? Call the roll, please.
Trustee Viacon?
Yes.
Trustee Matrasco?
Yes.
Trustee Meritato?
Yes.
Trustee Siddiqui?
Yes.
And trustee Schmidt?
Yes.
The motion to adopt resolution 2025-R-74 is approved. Congratulations, Director McCumber.
Appreciate it.
Congratulations, Jeff.
Thank you.
Now he can have a name tag.
With the consent and consideration of the Glendale Heights Village Board, I'm honored to bring you the following appointment. Brian Swanson, Community Development Director. Please join us in welcoming Brian Swanson as the new Community Development Director for the Village of Glendale Heights. Brian
Oh, there he is.
There he
Over
is.
there.
Yes.
There
Hi,
he is.
Brian.
Hi, everyone. I'm honored
up,
to
buddy?
be here tonight.
Thank you for joining us. Brian currently resides in California, where he has spent the last 9 years of his career, but he is no stranger to Illinois, having worked for the city of Countryside and the city of Calumet City. Brian brings with him over 2 decades of extensive leadership experience in the community development, urban planning, and economic vitality from municipalities across California and Illinois. Most recently, he served as the Community Development Director for the city of Saratoga, California, where he led major initiatives including the adoption of the 2040 General Plan and received HCD certification of the 2023 to 2031 housing element. Brian has a strong track record of delivering results through innovation and collaboration, with a portfolio that includes successful hotel recruitment programs, award-winning redevelopment projects, and regional partnerships that enhanced housing, infrastructure, and economic opportunities. He holds a master's degree in geography with a concentration in urban planning and community development, and a passion for fostering vibrant, inclusive communities. He has also shown tremendous leadership overseeing previous community development departments, and he believes in being open and transparent with residents and the community. We're excited to have him join us. Welcome, Brian.
Thank you so much. I'm honored, and I cannot wait to be there and get to know the community. The residents are going to get to know me pretty quickly. I'm also really honored to work with such a great executive staff. It's been a wonderful experience going through the recruitment process, and I am excited to work with them. And all those things you talked about, President, that came from collaboration and teamwork. And so that's I'm all about teamwork and working with the community and the departments and the village board and yourself. So thank you so much for this opportunity.
Thank you. A resolution appointing additional executive staff for the Village of Glendale Heights, Illinois. This is Resolution 2025-R-75. Brian Swanson to Director of Community Development. Is there a motion to adopt Resolution 2025-R-75?
So moved.
Thank you, Trustee Schmidt.
Second.
Thank you, Trustee Meritato. Board, any discussion?
When will he start?
Start date, I believe, would be in August.
Yeah.
Middle of August.
Yep. Thank you, clerk. Any other questions, board? Call the roll, please.
Trustee Meritato?
Yes.
Trustee Light? Oh, sorry, excuse me. Trustee Siddiqui?
Abstain.
Trustee Schmidt?
Yes.
Trustee Matrasco?
Yes.
Trustee Viacon?
Yes.
The motion to adopt Resolution 2025-R-75 is approved. Congratulations.
Congratulations, Brian.
Thank you so much. I'm really honored.
A motion to authorize the finance director to process accounts payable and pay requests for July 11th, 2025 and July 25th, 2025, including contract pay requests to be ratified on August 7th, 2025. Is there a motion to authorize the finance director to process accounts payable and pay requests for July 11th, 2025 and July 25th, 2025, including contract pay requests to be ratified on August 7th, 2025?
So moved.
Thank you, Trustee Siddiqui.
Second.
Thank you, Trustee Viacon. Any discussion, board? Call the roll, please.
Trustee Viacon?
Yes.
Trustee Matrasco?
Yes.
Trustee Meritato?
Yes.
Trustee Siddiqui?
Yes.
Trustee Schmidt?
Yes.
The motion to authorize the finance director to process accounts payable and pay requests for July 11, 2025 and July 25, 2025, including contract pay requests to be ratified on August 7, 2025 is approved. Public discussion of agenda items. Is there anyone in the audience, is there anyone in the public that would like to address this board on agenda items only? If none, is there a motion to adjourn?
Motion to adjourn.
Thank you, Trustee Siddiqui.
Second.
Thank you.
It's after.
Next.
Yep.
Second.
Okay. Did I get a second?
I got a second.
Second.
Thank you, Trustee Viacon. Voice vote, all in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? This meeting is adjourned. Trustee Meritato, you have the committee of the whole meeting.
Okay, thank you. I'd like to call the committee whole meeting agenda for Thursday, June 26, 2025 to order. Clerk, you know who's present?
Noted.
Do we have any add-ons or deletions?
Additions.
Mayor?
Should I list it for you? Yeah. Strategic plan, discussion, tour of District 15 and District 16, and discussion of board committees.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Anyone else? No? Okay, that's what I like. Okay, we'll move on to committee reports. Glendale Lakes Golf Club, no report. Historical Committee, Mike isn't here, so we don't know. Ordinance Committee. Ordinance Committee?
No, there's no chair yet.
Okay. Parks and Rec Committee, we have no report. Property Enhancement Committee,
Property Enhancement met last night. Rachel Fabiani, who is the lead code enforcement officer, gave a presentation, very thorough, about outdoor storage, inoperative vehicles, what we can and can't do, and just reviewed things in general for us. She did a great job in Mr. Vialis's absence. That's it. Thank you.
I was there, it's just late.
say it, Bill? Okay. Okay, discussion regarding number 1, Prology Concept Development Presentation, 375 Army Trail Road, petitioner here.
Yeah, so Mayor and Board, Carl Swedlin from Prologis is here along with, I think, one of their architects to give you a short, I'm stressing short, overview of a project that's going to be possibly going in on Army Trail Road within the village. And they're sincerely looking for feedback from the public and from the board on this project.
Good evening, my name's Carl Swedlin. Nick Edwards, architect from Moyer Malcolm, is with me today. Short presentation about Prologis, kind of zooming in all the way down to the piece of property that we have under contract on Army Trail Road. Prologis, big company, we have 1.3 billion square feet in the world, all industrial space. 3% of the global GDP flows through our warehouses, a total of 6,500 customers and 40 years of real estate development expertise. In Chicago, we have 82.3 million square feet, 96.5% occupancy rate in 351 buildings. This is an example of one of our buildings. This is in Lockport. Map of all 351 properties in Chicago. The green dot is the property here in Glendale Heights. As you can see, it fits nicely into our sweet spot. I think what's also important to note about the way we operate and the way we do business is we buy property, build, and then we hold onto our property. We don't sell our buildings to customers or to merchant purchasers. We hold onto our buildings long-term, so we'd be here with you guys for a while. In Central DuPage, we have 9 million square feet, an even better occupancy rate at 96.7 in 48 buildings. Map of kind of continuing to zoom in here. Big presence in the Bensonville area near O'Hare, and we also have 1.1 million square feet here in Glendale, and we keep improving our occupancy rate as we zoom in here, so this is a great location for us. 8 buildings, 15 customers. You guys are probably familiar with some of these tenants. got a blow up of the tenants here, so right next to us where we're looking is Mechanical Servants in Ferguson, just to the east of this property, and then we have 7 or 8 other tenants that are in your guys' jurisdiction. Site plan for the property we're looking at, we've been working with Doug and his team to kind of massage this and discuss some of the access and how we're gonna get buildings, get trucks in and out. So you have 2 buildings, about 200,000 square feet each. There's a center drive where trucks would back into buildings. So the truck drive is in the middle between the 2 buildings, and then you have car parking on the left and right, or east and west, and the north. On the south side of the property, you have our storm retention, a berm to kind of isolate us from the residential that's to the south. We're working with 400 Regency, the group to the east, about access through their property. We're also working with DUDOT to iron out how we would access the site on Army Trail. So this is kind of where we're at right now. We feel pretty comfortable with this plan at this time. A rendering of what a building that we typically build looks like. Nick can probably talk a little bit about some of the features. This does not represent the building that would go at Army Trail as far as orientation and where the offices and the windows are as it relates to the dock, but you can add if you want. Yeah.
Sure. Hi, good evening, everybody. Nick Edwards, Studio Manager of Architecture for Ware Malcolm. I sit in our Oak Brook, Illinois office, which is located at 1315 22nd Street in Oak Brook, Illinois. Pictured here, as Carl mentioned, is a typical industrial building. So you're looking at insulated precast concrete wall panels that make up the exterior facades of the buildings. Those would be smooth finished, painted with a 3-color scheme. The glass is tinted, low E coating, so it would conform to all current energy codes. In this particular rendering, we are showing storefront and a second level of glass to help enhance the corner entries. And then around the remaining facades, you can see the smaller clear story windows, which would be patterned throughout to help provide natural light into the remainder of the building outside of the office.
So Carl, if you could go back to the site, there we go. So what they're looking for feedback on, right, and what I want to make clear is that in the conversation we had with them, that we've told them this cannot be a truck depot, right? This is a warehousing, this is industrial buildings, like every other industrial building you see. We do not want a truck depot here, and they're very clear on that. And they've promised that this won't be a truck depot, this will be warehousing, this will be industrial use space. Obviously that involves semi-trucks. Currently they don't have access to a left turn off Army Trail Road, it's right in, right out. They're looking to get access off of Regency Drive, which has got a light at it. One of the buildings there, they have some ability to put a through road in to get access off of Regency Drive, not off Army Trail, or off Army Trail Road, for traffic coming westbound off 355. But they can exit out east out of the building, but they can't come in from westbound. So they're gonna be at the light, which makes a lot of sense. So they're looking for feedback on the project. This is 25 acres that is between the Regency Drive Industrial Park, High Grove, and the old Dominic's parking lot. This is the radio tower property. So they're looking for feedback on industrial buildings being there, size of industrial buildings, 2 versus 1.
Yeah, I'll add to Doug's comment, the way we are designing this is going to attract tenants that are similar to tenants that you guys have in Glendale Heights. This is not a truck depot. Typically in those situations you see docks on both sides of the buildings, which we do not have. We would anticipate this would attract 2 or 3 tenants in each building. So these are smaller users, maybe 70 or 80,000 square feet. Like I said, similar to other tenants that you have already in your neighborhood.
So
Okay,
these are
so-
like- these are like warehouse, correct? So who will be your clients? Like do you rent those to your client or you sell?
We
You
rent
don't
this-
sell, correct? You
We
rent
lease-
those warehouses.
Yeah, we lease the space to a tenant.
Okay.
And we don't know who that is. We would start this project as a speculative project and
Okay.
start marketing it to the potential tenants. We don't know who that is right now. yet.
Okay.
Okay, so there's not gonna be any overnight parking, semis?
In the truck court, there would be overnight parking.
There will be overnight parking.
But that's allowed in the industrial use. For zoning, that's allowed in industrial use for industrial parks.
So I think probably the idea would be that the trucks are coming in to get offloaded and probably require the overnight parking, and in the morning they will be.
Yeah, it's not storage, right, it's in and out.
This is not industrial outdoor storage, so the truck would not be dropping its trailer and staying there for a long period of time. It's just.
Okay, is there any other questions?
Yeah, I've got a question. So we've got Regency, we got a whole big industrial park. Do these buildings equate to the same size as what those buildings are now? I see this, but this doesn't necessarily do
It's a good
a
question.
one-to-one to me.
These are a little bit larger. Those buildings that are built to the east are a little bit older, so the users are just getting larger and you got one, I think maybe 1 or 2 that are kind of close to 100,000, so if that puts in perspective, maybe half the size.
So these are gonna be bigger than what's already there.
Yes, correct.
The clients. Yeah, so this would be similar to off Cavalry Drive, right?
Okay.
Okay,
That-
Bill?
Yeah, would there be any plans for any sort of retail outlets there? Like, we have a furniture warehouse down the street there that has a overstock retail store facility.
So it's a warehouse with retail. If there was a tenant that wanted to do a portion of the warehouse that was retail that could have people come in, we would be fine with that from our perspective. A standalone retail spot, we're not planning on that right now.
Here?
I think for me, knowing that this piece of property from a legacy perspective has just been green space, when I look at the plans, my feedback is I really, I like seeing that there's kind of a natural buffer on both sides to the 2 main streets. I would say that would be important for me that stays and that's maintained so that we can keep that green space and that buffer, but also, in general, when we think about developing a piece of property that's undeveloped, that identity of Glendale Heights and, looking for that good corporate citizen is partnering with an organization that's committed to not just, developing and walking away. Clearly you're not. This is an organization that's, rooted here. So I do like to see that you're partnering with us again, potentially, and I hope that you'll consider to continue to, be that good corporate citizen to us with those green spaces, with community development in general.
Yeah, thank you. We'd love to be.
Any other questions?
I have a question. Doug, you said that those trucks are not gonna be there overnight?
No, I didn't say that.
No, I'm sorry, that's not what you said. Are there going to be more trucks than there are bays?
Oh, I couldn't imagine that, there's a lot of bays there.
Okay.
There's a lot of base. On the current plan, hard to see. We have a larger printout where we can blow this up. There is some truck parking on the very south side of each building, you'll see right here. If a truck didn't need to be in a bay or had to be relocated while something was moving around in the truck court, they could come down to the very south side of these buildings. So that would be kind of like a staging area for trailers.
But they wouldn't be allowed to leave abandoned trailers there, correct?
And they're not running. Our zoning doesn't allow that.
Okay.
It'd be a conditional use.
Yeah, our zoning doesn't allow that. And it wouldn't be the conditional use of them, it'd be conditional use of the user.
Yeah, exactly.
So what are you looking for a direction?
Yes, I think we're looking for general feedback. We don't want to keep spending our time and effort and working with Doug and his team if the board doesn't see that this is gonna.
Okay, so what I'll do is, I'll poll the board. Trustee Smith,
Looks good to me.
trustee Mohammed,
Yes, that's fine.
It's business, yes,
trustee Bianca,
Yes, for me.
Petrasco.
yes.
Okay,
Get the mayor,
looks like you gotta go. Oh, and then mayor.
Yes, it's a yes, and I do wanna invite, I think Chief Pappas had one.
I forgot, I forgot the mayor.
It's okay, I still love you.
I do have a question. I know that another industrial area, this is a big issue for us. And I think Clerk is going to ask this question. This does not mean that trucks gonna be left on overnight running, seeing that it's neighboring to the south, right to Loveland, the residential areas. Because that would be a pain and not good for the residents that are there. So that's what I would ask.
Yeah, understood. I don't know the noise ordinance, but we can work with Doug and make sure we got that covered. The type of tenant, I think what we were trying to get at earlier is not the overnight shipping all the time, in and out products all the time, so, but we can work their noise ordinance.
So when we were having these discussions, we brought up that the residents on that south side are obviously a consideration for noise, and that berm, there's an existing berm there behind the houses that's there. So there is some, there's a berm existing, that kind of landscaping, that type of design, landscaping design with consideration for the noise. Putting the detention area, which is, you need to do something with the stormwater, is always one of our concerns. So, they've responded to our conversations with, some prior imagery of consideration. So they've already been very responsive to what we've expressed to them in coming up with this version.
Yeah, the dark green would be a berm, I don't know, maybe 8 or 10 feet tall to help protect both from noise and view of the residential. And then the distance from the property line to the south side of these buildings is about 260 feet. So we're trying to keep it as far away as we can and still make sense of the property for us.
Excellent.
Okay, thank you, we appreciate it, and
Thank you.
Carl.
Thank you.
Thank you.
good luck. Okay, before we move on, I forgot to announce the Senior Center Advisory Committee. We did have a meeting Tuesday, but Tom kind of said everything I wanted to say about the meeting, about the historical house. You took my thunder away.
Very sorry, sir.
But you didn't say, but he didn't say about the apple pie.
That's right.
We have one of our employees at the Senior Center is going to bake an apple pie with a recipe from 1807.
Wow.
Oh, wow.
I thought it was a custard pie.
It's an old fashioned, it's an
It's a
apple custard
apple
tart, it's
custard.
a tart.
Okay.
They're
So-
making, instead of a pie, which would be very difficult to cut and all that, they're making individual tarts.
So how does that make you feel, Tom?
Wait, where do we get the tart? How do we get the tart?
An employee's making them.
I know,
Yeah.
but how do I get the tart?
Oh, you gotta come to the historic house.
Oh, okay, got it.
Yeah.
Oh, and that's
And you're gonna
On Saturday, 10 to
Well, they
noon.
have it.
And they're
I
gonna
want to go just to see this.
be, and they're gonna be cut in very small pieces.
Smart. Okay.
Okay, let's move on. Community Representative Code of Conduct Policy. Doug,
I'm actually gonna take this one.
what happened to him?
He's coming, he's gonna be right back.
He's
Oh.
conducting business, but, trustee, I can, kick us off. Is that okay?
You wanna take it off?
No, I want to like kick up the conversation.
Oh, go ahead.
And then when Doug's ready to rejoin the family.
Sure, go ahead.
Okay, so, board and community, this particular item was actually born out of conversations that were had over the course of the last 4 years, before I was here, before the new board members were here. Previous village board meetings, there had been robust discussion about respectful and civil communication and public engagement between elected officials, appointed officials, staff, and members of the public. Residents of the Village of Glendale Heights are entitled to have fair, respectful, open, ethical, and efficient and accountable local government. And so at my direction, I had asked the village administrator to conduct research to identify if other communities had established rules or protocols to guide the communication and conduct of local government elected officials, appointed officials, and members of the public. In Illinois, this is a newer practice. There have been communities that pass similar documents. Antioch, Round Lake have both passed codes of conduct. West Chicago has a similar board and commission's handbook. Many other jurisdictions have created formal codes of conduct adopted by the governing body. Samples of ordinances and resolutions adopted in approximately 20 different jurisdictions across the U.S. were reviewed. Most contain very similar provisions to the recommended language. This policy is not meant to restrict the speech or opinions of community representatives, but instead to act as guidelines for interactions with each other in unofficial settings, the general public, and staff. And still no dog. Okay. So I'll pause there, board. Any thoughts, concerns, questions about this?
Is this something
No
new?
questions? Does Doug want to,
He's coming.
I think he's coming back
Okay.
right now.
The question I heard was, is this something new? This is a net new code of conduct policy. Right now, there's a code of conduct, of course, for employees. Most private organizations have code of conduct. I know certainly in healthcare that I come from and education, code of conduct is standard. I know our police force has a code of conduct. This has been a gap, and the feedback that I've received from members of this board and the public is that based on the behaviors of certain elected officials in the past administration, that this would be a wise choice for us to consider.
okay, thank you.
Nice.
Doug? You add to this, or?
No, other than, you know, it not just, it covers anybody who represents the village in any capacity. And I think that's what's important. And, you know, we've had some difficult situations in the last several years, right? To kind of put it in layman's terms. And I think we need to just reestablish what this new board expects from a conduct of the people who represent the village in a variety of capacities, right? From our employees, which we have separate policies for, but to everybody that serves the residents in a capacity. I think the residents deserve to know that they're responsible to the board for actions taken while serving, right? It's not about, you know, simple stuff, but it's about while you're serving and acting and treating the public in a respectful and ethical manner. And I think that's what this policy is about. It's not about restricting behavior, not about any of that. It's about just having a concept of treating people professionally, treating people respectfully, treating people ethically, and understanding and remembering that you represent the village whenever you're on a panel of any sort. And that code of conduct has to be true all the time while you're representing the village and talking to residents.
So could you go more in details about reporting? I'm seeing the last one, the violation of code of conduct. So if someone is involved in violations, what would be the consequence?
So our current ordinance allows for removal of anybody who serves on a committee or commission, right?
Okay.
If behavior warrants, right? Or absenteeism or any other, you know, unethical, I guess, type action. So if there's a violation of this code of conduct, it would come to the board, and the board would then review what steps might be taken based on the circumstance of whatever the event is, right? And it can include up to and removal of any person who serves on any of our committees or commissions from that committee or commission, or board or panel or whatever it is, right? You have that ability today by our ordinance to remove somebody from a committee or commission, right? This just kind of sets a guideline and standard for anybody who serves to have something in writing that goes, yes, I should behave ethically, I should behave morally, these are the rules of behavior while I'm serving on these committees and commissions.
Excellent.
And it also talk about the trustees, I think at the last line, if you look at it, the trustee may face penalties as laid out in section 165 of the village ordinance.
So under village code today, right, there's the ability to hold elected officials accountable. You did it once in the last 4 years. But you have that today.
Okay.
Right? And it doesn't change any of that. It's already written into our code, right? This just kind of puts it into a policy, that's all.
Okay.
It removes the bias. There's no, I think it is, it's written and then we have something that we're following.
Yes. Good work.
Honestly, it's just a reminder for people, right? And today, we don't have anything in writing for anybody who represents the village in every capacity that's just kind of lays out a rule of behavior. And we have an expectation of professionalism, we have an expectation of ethical treatment of every person who comes in front of a committee or commission, and so on, right? And that shouldn't be, and that just needs to be formalized, right? And because we all expect that, everybody's a professional, but it doesn't always happen. And there needs to be a remedy if it doesn't happen and how to move that forward.
No, any other questions? No. Okay, is there a motion to move this to the board with a recommendation to concur?
Let me just see. Yeah, Bill.
You're up next.
Trustee, Bill?
So moved.
Second.
Second by Petrasco. Roll call?
Trustee Schmidt?
Yes.
Trustee Siddiqui?
Yes.
Trustee Meritato?
Yes.
Trustee Matrasco?
Yes.
Trustee Viacon?
Yes.
Madam President?
Yes.
That's not me.
Okay, let's move on to other?
No, public comment, Pat.
Oh,
Tika.
oh, I'm sorry, Tika.
Come on, Tika.
You guys, I'm sorry for you guys. In fact, in terms of one thing, my name is Martika King. I'm a resident of Glendale Heights for the past 18 years, and I am a mental health counselor for the past 25 years. Currently counseling through TURCH, the Upper Room Crisis Hotline for police veterans and people very traumatized and of all ages and of all backgrounds. So I'm here because actually as an observer, I've been an observer for the past, I guess, 4 years since Chaudhry got in. So got to know people, not very well, because I'm not an insider. I've just primarily been curious about what's been going on and learned with Doug, to perhaps have peaceful resolutions. Wasn't possible. So anyway, congratulations, Rebecca. I'm praying for you. I hope many people are praying for you. And I think it's challenging for all of you, the new people here. And I'm glad you're giving cred to a lot of the people, the support staff. Because one thing I've learned in my observation is this is a wonderful town. I kind of thought between Bloomingdale and Glen Glendale Heights. But it's a great town in a lot of ways, wonderful people. A lot of dedicated servants that you'd never know, that you don't see, really, that don't shine, but very, very good people. And so I'm not going to belabor this because it's past all of our bedtimes. I plan to have a glass of wine personally, but so what did I want to say? Well, I think from your standpoint, Rebecca, perhaps it's wise to listen, very well. I greatly respect, I've learned to greatly respect Doug, as a former police chief, deep, very honorable, not glory-seeking leader. George Pappas, truly a leader of a great force, deserves so much more respect. I think actually Our major, and across the nation, our major concern is the safety of the police and the safety of the citizens, because all kinds and pretty much anybody who watches, well, the major stations you may not know, but if you're watching Fox and Newsmax, you do know, all kinds of different things. So truth, I'm a pursuer of truth, goodness, and beauty. I'm a prayer warrior, praying for like everybody. I'm a nobody and I'm a very private citizen, very private. I'm trying to be off the grid. Anyway, God bless you all and have a good night.
Thank you.
Thank you. Doug, has anybody submitted anything to us?
No, sir.
Chris,
Next?
Rebecca, did you have something on yours before? Yes, Stephen. Rebecca, do you have?
My 3 additions?
Yeah, you have additions.
I did have additions.
How about you?
Do we do that after or do we do that before? My 3 additions?
No, we'll get to others
Oh,
after
others.
we get done with public
Thank you for
comments.
asking, Chris.
All right, no problem. Mr. Epstein, Club Drive, Glendale Heights. Let me discuss First Amendment, right of free speech. Last meeting, I was rudely interrupted a couple of times, not only by trustee number 2 and the lawyer. Just a reminder that this nation had brought up on the amendments, and I wish to make sure that my right to free speech here in any government agenda is not interrupted by any, and I applaud the discussion, number 2, community representative code of conduct policy. That should have been brought up years ago. And I know I discussed it with a couple of the newer trustees and stuff like that. Done with that conversation. Chief, I enjoyed the demonstration yesterday that I had with your group downstairs. Enjoyed the training exercise. It was something I completely enjoyed. Rebecca, I enjoyed the community meeting with you and everybody. We got to discuss the things. But I just want to remind all the trustees, you swore an oath to your office on the U.S. Constitution that you would abide by it. And that includes the amendments. That includes all the freedoms that this nation was founded upon, including the freedom of speech. That includes every one of you. So you shouldn't be interrupting anybody's freedom of speech. I was denied 30 seconds of my free speech last meeting. I've been denied it multiple times over the last 4, 8 years or whatever. And people think it's funny, but it's not. So I'm going to take off the rest of my free speech, but I just want to remind everybody's got their right to bear arms, free speech, whatever, but I just want to remind everybody's granted that, and I'm not going to step on anybody else's freedom to speak or anything like that. But I'm glad nobody stepped in this time and stepped in and interrupted anything, my conversation. Jenny, we discussed it and we had a good time. Mr. Viacon, thank you again for talking with me last time after the meeting. You all have a good night. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Mr. Chairman, since my name has been taken, so I want to respond there.
Go ahead, trustee.
Freedom of speech comes with a sense of responsibility. It doesn't mean that you are going to wash your dirty laundry in our board meeting. You cannot name any private residence in the agenda item when we are discussing some important business here. You cannot come and insult any private citizen in our board meeting. That's not the freedom of speech. That's totally insulting comments. And so far, if I'm going to hear anyone doing that, I'm going to interrupt, no matter what. I do not allow, if the board doesn't want it, then I'm gonna pack up my things and I'm gonna be away from this board meeting, because
So far, if I'm here, I don't want any private resident to be insulted by any individual in the name of freedom of speech. That's not the freedom of speech, that's basically abusing the freedom of speech, and you are washing your dirty laundry in front of us. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
All right, thank you. Is there anyone else? Step up, state your name.
Ed Pope, Wayne Avenue. I'll make it faster. It's getting late. I get to direct this to Director McCumber, which it's a pleasure saying that to you, sir.
Thank you.
You know, I talked to your predecessor several times about this, and last year she kind of led me to believe that you guys were going to change this, and it got done again the same way this year. The week after the school is let out, the guys come out and they paint the crosswalks and they paint the words that say school. And I just think it's ridiculous that we do that then, because now, I don't know if it's because of how the weather's been and everything, but like the word school is already worn off at Hall School. And I've had this conversation with her several times. I'm just bringing it to your attention because A, Hall School needs to be looked at again, but I don't understand why you don't let the summer traffic just go through. The streets are busy because that's a through street during the summer. And then do the crosswalks in the school zone stuff, you know, like in August before school starts. So it's nice and fresh and the people know where to park and the kids have fresh crosswalks. It just seems silly that we do it so early in the end of May. And now if you could, in your day, just go out there and look, you'll see that the one side that's a school, it's almost probably 2/3 already worn off. And again, that could just be weather related or something this year. But I just think that it's silly that we paint them right when school gets out, and then they're not fresh and bright for the kids when they go back. And I think it's more important for the safety aspect of it, you know what I mean? So the kids' crosswalks are, you know, bright and the people aren't parking on them, because as George knows, the parking at Hall School is just, it's horrific as it is. And right after you guys do that, it's so nice, but it's done when school's out. And by August, it's all worn out again. And this year, for some reason, it's particularly bad already. So I just would like you to put that into consideration, because I was led to believe it was going to be changed this year. And for some reason, it's already gotten really bad already.
Okay, we'll look at that, and I believe there was plans to do it again, and they probably went out and they like to get them done, so they're not forgotten about. They will also wear throughout the year, so it's kind of difficult to always keep them looking that way. You know, we can't stripe all year long, obviously. And we definitely want to make sure the crosswalks are done. But I have no problem with looking at that, and I think school's starting earlier and earlier, so I think it's starting in the next month. So we'll,
if you would take a look at that, like I said, the school zone is the particularly bad part. The crosswalks going east-west are starting to wear. The north-south ones don't get hardly any traffic, but even the east-west ones are starting to wear out already.
Okay, we'll look at it.
Thanks.
Yep.
All right, thank you, Ed.
Hi, Marietta Britton. I promise I'll be really quick. I have 3 or 4 different things. Chief and Doug, non-emergency number, non-emergency message on the main phone call is still not there. I had to call 911 because of the car parked in the middle of our street. So we need to make sure that gets addressed. I am a lifelong gardener. And I will tell you, I have been, and I do understand that prior to me getting involved on our community gardens, there were a couple of rounds of trying to get the community gardens up. I pushed for 10, maybe 11 years to get our gardens to where they are today. I'm still not 100% happy with our gardens. And Keith, I made a promise that if I ever went to the garden and there was no water for me to water my garden, there was going to be a problem. I went to the garden. Fortunately, I have a hose that I can water my garden with, but then I had to walk down the way. We can't be watering with buckets. And I will also tell you, and I will not detail it, we are out of ADA compliance on a couple of items. I've offered my assistance in doing this, and no one ever took me up on it. I'm a professional project manager and a regulatory compliance officer, so I understand regs and things like that, and I'm not pleased.
Okay, so let's discuss it afterwards and we'll see what we can do.
Well,
For the
it's
water
late. It's
standpoint,
late.
there's
It's
going
late.
to be an issue. Because that pump does not attach to a hose. That's not,
No, I'm not talking about that pump, but that pump, I have pictures, my hands were black the other day because I had to try to put that, chain on it. I don't use that pump, cause that pump is heavy. But I'm saying the village is out of ADA compliance on a couple of issues, and that is one of them.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Anyone else?
Can I say something?
Go ahead.
Do you want me to go down there?
No, go ahead.
I want to say thank you, Keith. I walk our parks every day, and I walked our park again this morning, and I walked over by the new soccer field. And it is beautiful that you have fixed our path going around. That honestly makes a big difference, Keith. I know that I ragged at you for so long on it, but it really is very nice now to walk there.
well, I'm gonna give credit to Director McCumber for getting all that work done. I'd like to
Yes.
take credit for it, but he's the one that got that path finished up and making it look good. So.
Excellent. Thank you.
Okay,
I
thank you.
enjoy it.
I have a couple of quick things, and other than the mayor has something to say. I got calls on a street program, Jeff, my area.
About parking?
Yeah, parking is gonna be a big deal on Golden Drive. I mean, did you guys figure something out on that?
We did. I don't know if it's the best solution, but we will work with residents and continue to work with them. We are gonna stage the streets so they can park on the adjoining streets, and they can still park. When the street's being constructed, we do one side at a time, so they'll still be able to park on the one side of the street. So we don't allow the contractor to rip both sides up. The only time that might be an issue is when they go to put the binder down. It'd be a couple hours, but they get through, some of those streets are smaller. It's only gonna take them a couple hours to binder and then they can be back on it. But when the concrete work's being done, they'll do one side, we'll bag the no parking signs, they'll be able to park on the other side. And then we flip sides and so on and so forth. And we told the contractor, you can't have all those streets ripped up at once. So people can park.
Okay. Thank you, because man, that would be,
So we sent out pre-notices and kinda gave an idea of how we're gonna do things. I do understand there's probably still gonna be people having some concerns, cause that is a very tough area, very tough. So, we've told the contractor that. I let our assistant engineer know that we have to work through and give the residents some consideration in that area.
is there a possibility that we could, do maybe Golden Drive last?
Yes,
Because
I
from
believe that
Gilberto,
is our
from
plan.
the Gilberto to Stevenson, man, well, if you drive that area, there's a million cars.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, cars are,
I understand it's.
so I mean, if we can do that area first, maybe everybody else can park, maybe on Green Neck and Reeves and,
Yep,
or maybe Chief will let us park on Stevenson on one side, on the side of the street of President Street, or.
Everybody but you.
So the answer is yes.
Did you hear that?
I heard it.
Okay.
I heard it.
All right, thanks. I know, I figured you guys had a plan, but I just wanna, because I know I'm gonna get a million calls. Once you get in that area.
I don't want you to get a million calls.
I'm gonna get them anyway, because of driveways, and I mean, it's a tough area.
Yeah, okay.
No, there's nothing easy there. My question to you, Chief, are we ready for the fest?
Yeah, we had our Founder's Day meeting today. Keith hosted it, and we looked at a lot of different things, the emergency plans in case we need to have an evacuation plan. We met with all the partners that are gonna be involved with that, including our security team, the private security team. So, looks like we have everything in place.
Good, well said then. Okay, thank you. Mayor?
Thank you. I wanted to start with a discussion around board committees. As we mentioned earlier, we are accepting applications online and here in person. If you would like to take one with you, we have them printed. We have vacancies on several of our committees, and we really want to encourage our community to take a look at those vacancies and fill out an application and join us in our goals of progress. I also want to pause and ask the board to reflect we'll keep this application period open for the 4 weeks of July. So please use this time to apply. We'll then, when we come back into session in August, take those applications and come together and take a look at who's submitted those applications. One of the things that I heard from the community is that they want to make sure that we're socializing this, that everyone has a chance to learn about this. So we will make sure that it's up on our website, which the application already is, but then we'll socialize on social media, just to make sure everyone kind of gets the word out. Unfortunately, we didn't get it into our newsletter print. So for all of those of you watching at home, please consider joining one of our community, board committees. But I do want to pause and reflect with the board if there's any new committees that you feel like would be a good addition to our committees, whether you've heard from the people in your own communities and neighborhoods that they'd like it to join us, but really their interests are more along the lines of something else. I do want to invite the board to provide those ideas. Any thoughts?
So should we email it to you, or you wanna discuss it right now, those committees?
I think that I would like the community to hear us, have a brief
Okay.
discussion of some ideas. It doesn't have to end today. If you get home tomorrow and you have another idea, this is the time.
Yeah, I mean, I have a couple which I discussed with you earlier. Number one would be Finance Oversight Committee. Then, since we are now going to in IT in every field, so I think there should be some, IT committee which, we do a lot of software renewal and software updates, so, contracts, so that should be looked into that. The other one which I have in my mind is about the Taste of Glendale Heights Committee, which would be a yearly event, just like beside our Glendale Heights Fest. It should be more focused on the food of from every community, from every part of the world. So that's what, and we can have some brainstorming on that. So these are the three my recommendations. Thank you.
Thank you.
Do we have a committee for the Glendale Heights Fest? And if we do, which is it part of?
Founders Day. Founders Day committee.
Oh, is that what you're, okay.
Got it. Board, other ideas? And if you don't want to share now, please reach out. We'll be coming back together in August and we'll make those final decisions. What was the next thing on the list?
District 16?
Oh, District 15 and 16. This is real easy, board. The two superintendents invited us to come to tour their facilities. So if you would like to have a tour of District 15 facilities and District 16, District 16 is wrapping up some construction. And Dr. Williams would love for us to see the work that they're doing over there. And District 15 also has invited us. So if you are interested, please send me an email, let me know, or shoot me a text message. If you're interested then, we'll gather some dates and I'll send it back to the superintendents to help us organize those tours. And then finally, that strategic plan, I just want to invite some conversation from the board around so we'll be meeting, I wanna say, Doug, October would be strategic plan, the first kind of review meeting. So there's an opportunity for us to do some pre-work. And the pre-work would allow us to come together as a board and just start talking about what our vision is. Where do we see really, not just pet projects, not just little things we'd like here and there, but the vision. I really would encourage us to take advantage of a pre-work session, like a workshop. I'd love for us to consider having something in August. That way by, August or September, so that by October, we're walking into the strategic plan, already have had developed a kind of vision, because right now the only time we all get to talk together and discuss these things is at these meetings. We don't really get a chance to just really workshop. So I just want to put that out to the board and ask you to consider that. If you would be willing to join, I would hope that all of us would come together and then we can look at some dates that would be mutually conducive. Any thoughts, any concerns, any just nods, yes?
Do you want an
no?
email on that as well?
Sure, you can email me, text me if that's something that you'd be willing to consider, but ultimately, off the cuff, do we have any concerns?
No
About it.
concerns, I think it's a great idea, and I think the sooner the better.
Okay, thank you.
The only concern of mine is to go home.
All right, that's it, thank you.
Okay, I need a motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn.
Second.
Second. All in favor?
Aye. Thank you, everyone.
This meeting is over and see you in August.